Jai Sri Manarana, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Dasoham Sri Swami. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Jet USA team, and congratulations for the wonderful accomplishments for the year 2023. And best wishes for the year 2024 as well.
Be close. Be close.
Yeah, I had some.
It's in the vibration mode.
Okay. Okay, I'll go without video and. Yeah. I welcome all the JET and VT Seva board members, volunteers, supporters, patrons, and also Kiran Mangalaji for the representing all of us in person there for the VT Seva annual general body meeting. Before we go into the details, before we go into the details, let's watch a wonderful video, celebration of service across all the branches in USA. Priyaji, can you play the video? Thank you. That's an excellent video. That's a great video which shows what VT Seva, what amazing activities VT Seva does here in USA. Here, I remember this ball analogy. This ball analogy I'm copied from Sri Swamiji Discourse last year, December 2022, at Sri Mahant Swami Centenary Celebration in Gujarat. A ball, we call it in English, a game in Hindi, Hindu or Banti in Telugu. This small ball will influence us in so many ways. For example, in a game of cricket, in stadium in front of 100,000 plus physically present audience and more than a billion people in front of TV sets or mobile phones, this single ball will ride you into so many different kinds of emotions. If the ball goes in our favor, we all go crazy with so much joy. If not, opposite and disappointment. Recently, last month, we all had this big heartbreak on November 19th when Bharat lost to Australia in Cricket World Cup final. We're all disappointed. Amidst all this heartbreaking news, we missed one greatest accomplishment of Bharat in the same game of cricket. Few months before to this game, let me read out the same lines quoted by Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. Kudos to the Indian women's blind cricket team for winning the gold at the IBSA World Games, a monumental achievement that exemplifies the indomitable spirit and talent of our sportswomen. India beams with pride. In this game, Team Bharat defeated Australia and won the gold. 3 of our Netra Vidyalaya students were part of this team: Sandhya, Satyavati, and Ravani. And one more accomplishment by our own student, Lalita, who won silver medal in prestigious Asian Games. And again, quoting Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji words, a moment of pride for India as Lalita Kilaka secures the silver medal in women's 1500-meter T1. Her exceptional performance and steadfast determination are true commendable. May she keep scaling new heights and achieving more. These four students, Sandhya, Satyavati, Ravanya, and Lalita, are the pride for the nation. And Swamiji dearly mentioned in the last month's felicitation of these kids as Mana totalo pusina chakkani puvulu. That means flowers in our beautiful garden. Adding more to it, this week we had a fantastic news that our students performed exceptionally well in the Khelo India Para Games 2023. Lalita won silver medal in 200 meters category and 400 meters running category. Santosh won silver medal in 400 meters. Jagan won bronze in long jump category. Congratulations to these students. And our Indian women's blind cricket team is continuing its winning streak, thrashing the Nepal team. And congratulations to the in the bilateral series. And congratulations to the team. And again, 3 of our Netra Vidyalaya students are in this team. Before much delay, let me go through the agenda. I'll be speaking about Sri Swamiji message, VT Seva mission, followed by recognizing our team and proposed board resolutions. And then Santiji will present the numbers of VT Seva in service, and Rajivji will give us the treasury report, and conclusion by Santiji with 2024 vision highlights and thank you. Next slide, please. As we just discussed about the accomplishments of the students, the seeds were sown many years ago. Let me read out Sri Swamiji message. In interest of time, I'll quote main points. We are overjoyed to announce the extraordinary achievements of our students at Netra Vidyalaya. Our mission has always been to provide a high quality holistic education, to identify and nurture the unique talents of each child, and to guide them towards reaching their full potential. Today, we see the fruits of our labor. Our students are now national champions. This accomplishment fills us with immense pride and serves as a testament to the effectiveness of our educational approach. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to our students, teachers, caretakers, and our generous donors who have supported and encouraged them over the years. This achievement is not the end, but just the beginning. We're excited about the future and look forward to celebrating many more accolades. Together, we are making a difference one champion at a time. Thank you to all the donors who supported time and again. Here, I just want to underline nurture the unique talents mentioned by Sri Swamiji. The winners today are the testimonial for that mission. And I'm also happy to share that 2 years ago, Swamiji and with Swamiji guidance, GR Gurukulam started archery coaching. I bet if there is any international or corporate so-called schools which provide this kind of holistic education, I'm confident we'll be soon hearing great news from the GR Curriculum students in the field of archery. Next slide. We are all seeing these accomplishments. The VT Seva mission started 15 years ago. Empower youth with the value of volunteering and philanthropy. In turn, our youth will learn how to plan, develop, and implement projects for protection of animals, environment, promote free health programs, provide quality education, life skills to underprivileged families, help organize disaster relief programs in time of need, and build bridges between different communities. VT Seva is a volunteer-driven non-profit organization registered as 501c3 non-profit in USA in 2008. Its sister organization, Vikas Tarangini, established in India in 1992, has been rendering yeoman services with more than 150,000 active volunteers. VT Seva predominantly works in education for the visually challenged, education for the tribal students, cancer awareness camps, disaster recovery, and youth leadership. Next slide, please. Yeah, as we just seen in the video where we witnessed amazing activities, believe me, a total of 450 plus service activities we have organized. And this is all possible with the superb coordination between so many teams. I would like to take a moment to thank the amazing team who is behind for all of our activities. And we consider Sri Swamiji as our first volunteer. Unlike other places or other organizations, our CEO, founder, and inspirer, Sri Swamiji leads all of us from the front. Thank you so much, Swamiji, for establishing this amazing platform to serve the community. And with your Mangala Sasanams, let VT Seva and the amount of service grow multifold. Next. So we had some proposed board resolutions. So in 2023, we established 2 new branches, Maryland and Orlando. Maryland with Ms. Sobanaji as the branch director, and Orlando with Mr. Raoji as the branch director, who also served as branch director for Minnesota in the past. And during this year 2023, we also had new branch directors for New Jersey with Mahipalji and Virginia with Venkat Buriji. For the year 2024, here are the proposed board resolutions the team has taken. Ms. Pravinaji, who has been helping the communications team from the past 4 years, proposed as content marketing manager. Mr. Harish, who is an active youth volunteer, will be filling for volunteer relations coordinator. Ms. Pranuti, who has been an active youth volunteer and served as volunteer relations coordinator for the past 2 years, proposed as National Youth Director-elect. Ms. Vanita served as National Youth Director along with Faniji, is proposed as Joint Secretary, focusing on special programs. And Ms. Santi served as Joint Secretary from past 3 years, proposed as Secretary for the organization. And Mr. Sudhir Koppu proposed as Vice President, moving from the Secretary role. Anybody to second those resolutions?
Jai Narayana, I second them.
Thank you so much, Krishnaganji. Thank you so much. And with that, I pass on to Santiji to take it forward. Jai Srimana. I'm sorry, I had some last minute technical glitches with the video.
Thank you, Sujit. Thank you, Sudhirji. Jai Shriman Narayana, everyone. Dasoham Swamiji. My name is Santi Kanmuri, and I feel privileged to serve as your Joint Secretary. 2023 has been a year of reflection, a year of winning, and a year of service. Amongst the many achievements we have celebrated, here are a few striking highlights. The first striking highlight, I would say, is Accessible Digital Library, which has the participation of 700 plus volunteers worldwide, 60,000 pages digitized, and overall converted 250 print books to digital formats. What an accomplishment. Let's share a virtual round of applause from Faniji and his amazing team behind this. Next comes the establishment of 23 high school clubs across the country. Our growing reach into the high schools of America allows us, VT Seva, to plant the seed of youth empowerment. Thanks to all of our branch directors and youth directors who have made this growth possible. A special shout out to Atlanta team for being a great role model in this process. A few more callouts are the T-Mobile grant to support Mega Health Camp in Bharat, VT Seva empowering Texas School for blind and visually impaired to build a digital library, and 3,400 books sent to Africa through Books for Africa program. Of course, one of our favorite activities this year was His Holiness gracing us with his presence on his US trip, traveling 20,000 kilometers, inspiring many proclamations for days of equality and service, involving local senators and congresspeople. Thank you so much, Swamiji, for your grace. Next slide, please. To share the size of our impact this year, I present you VT Seva by the numbers. The extraordinary achievements of our Netra and GR Gurukulam kids are the inspiring mantra that guides us in all the activities we do year around. This year, we have conducted 270 community service events, which includes 71 environmental protection events, 35 educational events, 29 events around healthcare pillar, and many more annual events and fundraisers. To celebrate all of this, our volunteers received 226 Presidential Service Awards. The key success to maintaining this consistency has been our continued dedication to follow our OKR guidelines. We are proud to say that VT Seva is expanding rapidly year over year, and 2023 was no different. We had 100,000 plus participants at 450 total events, accumulating 50,000 total volunteer hours, including adults and youth ages as early as 5 years old. Each year, as we grow, we reach new demographics and increase our diversity footprint to make an unmatched impact on our local and global communities. At VT Seva, we celebrate service by hosting annual events where we showcase our work and impact to our supporters and volunteers. We also use this occasion to connect with local community leaders, dance schools, music schools, and invite them to join VT Seva. These annual events are our major sources of fundraisings for noble causes. We conduct all these activities with integrity, and we operate them in compliance with federal, state, and IRS rules. All these activities are possible with great support from JET USA team. We have active collaboration with Pragna and in all the cities where the students and the teachers are active VT Seva volunteers. VT Seva's work is amplified by the support of our incredible local partners and beneficiaries. By partnering with organizations you see here on the screen and many more, we are able to make an instant difference in the communities around us. For example, VT Seva has secured grants from corporate partnerships to fund equity STEM programs and frontline workers appreciation lunches. Overall, through 50,000 hours of service, we've been able to donate the equivalent of $500,000 to our local partners. Another round of applause. With that, I request Rajiv Garu to give us our financial report.
Thank you, Santiji. Jai Sri Manarayana Sri Swamiji and everyone. My name is Rajiv Bandi and I'm very honored to play the role of VT Seva Treasurer. Now I will go through the numbers as you can see in the slide. Our total funds raised so far for this year are $1,019,205.08 and 0% administrative expenses. The beauty of our organization is being 100% volunteer driven compared with the industry standard ratio of 35%. The other pie chart on the right-hand side shows the corporate donations that we have received from many corporates. It goes without saying the important role of these companies play in supporting their employees' contributions in making a difference. Our goal should be to increase the pie greatly every year and not to leave any opportunity to match any donations we receive. Next slide, please, Priyaji. The bar graph on this slide shows the breakdown of year-over-year donations that we have raised. Also, the other graph representation in this slide shows the funds raised versus expenses incurred, which is a very minimal level showing the beauty of the volunteer-driven organization. We also got audited and passed through an independent audit agency for the legal compliance to IRS and federal laws. With that, I thank you for this opportunity and hand it over back to Santiji for the next year's vision and conclusion.
Thank you, Rajiv Garu. As VT Seva reaches new heights every year, we look forward to what 2024 holds in our store for us. Our vision for the next year includes sponsoring digital devices to all Netra College students with access to Bharat's online digital library, ensuring We have 300 days of Feed of School program, ensuring all branches are contributing to at least one of the pillars. Forming a national youth board to execute programs and recruit youth across USA. Recruit high-level corporate executives for board of directors to seek guidance on our future projects. Last but not least, Netra is going to be the first visually challenged school to participate in FLL India. With that, thank you so much for the opportunity to present the AGM. Now, I request Puja Swamiji to share his message. Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shriman Narayana to you all. It is a thrilling experience to us to see the achievements of our JET USA and also VT Seva USA, who are doing human service activities there in USA and in Australia, in UK, and also in New Zealand and also in India. We are so happy to be a volunteer in this organization because it's not just what we think of doing things that makes any kind of result, but it is an effort of a team, a dedicated team, a team of committed volunteers with a strong will and a powerful determination to achieve the goals that makes a difference. Each volunteer from JET USA and also from VT Seva is a dedicated one and also very, very strong in putting something and also in achieving something and in proving something to the society. That is I think probably the driving force behind it, which is showing wonderful results, not only in doing some service in local areas, but also in the map of the world at large, especially the students who are doing wonderful service from the VT youth clubs from US. This is not a small achievement, what I feel, because motivating the children from those areas and also especially the youth is a very tough task. Bringing them into some kind of service activity, into the fold of the services, and also showing them not just service, but the force behind all of us, some spiritual, the foundation, which is very, very important for a person to understand, especially for the children and for the youth to understand, is what our VT Seva and JET USA are doing. And this year, the exponential growth of the youth clubs from different schools, numbering almost 35 or so, is a very, very encouraging fact. And we appreciate the local coordinators and also the volunteers for leading those students for wonderful service activities. We are sure that these become the future of the organization in taking different roles, not only just in doing service, whatever is instructed to do, but also in inventing new avenues where we can extend our services so that the world will be benefited. This year, our organizations, especially through our children's, are appearing in the world arena, like our Netra students, winning the medals to our country, Bharat, and also winning the World Cup for India at the either Paralympics or in cricket games is not a small thing, because reaching to that level, reaching that height itself is a great achievement. It is a really wonderful encouragement provided by all the VT Seva teams and also Jet USA teams, which are making these students to step forward in reaching the heights of excellence in their chosen areas. They have wonderful dreams to probably achieve. As it is said, no, dare to dream. They are able to dare to dream for greater heights to reach. Now also, I think some approximately 14 students are in the pipeline to reach for the national games here. And a few are also, of course, playing for India with Nepal and other teams. It's not the question of what they are achieving, whether they are achieving a bronze, a silver, or a gold that matters. But they reaching to that level, coming from a very, very poor background, coming from a village where the education is a dream, and some facilities like what we see, the fans and the lights and stuff, are also very difficult for them to imagine. Coming from such a kind of background, reaching to the international standards and to those levels is a great encouragement for them, which is provided by our organizations, is really, really worth appreciating. We offer our Mangala systems to all the volunteers and all the coordinators and all the supporters and donors who are encouraging these kind of activities. And of course, the credit goes to the trainers, the teachers who are always with those students in sharing their pains and also consoling them when they are losing something, to give a new encouragement, and also putting them again on the ground, and also leading them for excellence. These are, very, very painful efforts even for teachers, and giving something to a normal student is, of course, easy. But giving training to a person who is otherwise challenged is always a challenging task. But the teachers and the volunteers who are here are taking good lead in giving them training. We appreciate all the volunteers there in the US who are constantly participating in the local activities in fulfilling the needs of the locals. Say it is for raising food for the needy, or collecting some items for the people to distribute wherever they are needed. And also preparing wonderful stuff, the eco-friendly things for the devotees to own and appreciate, like preparing the carts with the seeds and growing plants and distributing to the people. So these are innovative things which our young brains are coming up with, and also encouraging those their friends also to get involved in those activities. And just now we have gone through the reports of our VT Seva, as many volunteering children from different parts of the world joining the digital library project, which is very helpful for the students who want to use really those stuff, and providing that. And we appreciate the effort, the very strong effort of Sriman Haniji, especially from Dallas, and also Madhaviji from Atlanta. And also, I think each and every coordinator and each and every director from each chapter is doing something great in their own way. This gives us, very great confidence that yes, though we are not able to make a very big difference in the world scenario, but we are also doing some kind of Urta Seva. Just like a squirrel did his own service in building the bridge from Bharat to Lanka in the mission of Lord Rama. Thus, our VT Seva and Jet USA are trying to do some kind of the squirrel service in service activities, spiritual activities, charitable activities, educational activities, and health-oriented activities as well. The recent projects, which I think probably now we are going through, like the Statue of Union, though looks like a religious activity because it is a Hanuman, right? The statue which is coming up as a Statue of Union is of Hanuman. But Hanuman is just a what we call as a model to bridge the gap between different things. As we see through Ramayana, he is a bridge between Sita and Rama. And he is a bridge between the animals and humans. He is a bridge between the demons and humans. And of course, he is a bridge between the man and the man also. Because he brought back Rama to Ayodhya. Thus, he gave great life to the people of Ayodhya. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. So, but in addition to that, he is the bridge between the man and the God, between the good and bad, how the bad has to be transformed to good. Because as we believe in, there is nothing that is bad in the world. And as we look at it, that's how it becomes. Very recently, while we were in Dallas, before we were leaving Dallas, we showed a small presentation to our volunteers there. It is a very simple and very normal presentation, of course, but it inspired us a lot. It is of a little, the babbling of a little baby. And a musician composed with nice music and presented that, which is pretty thrilling. I think all of our Dallas team witnessed that, but of course, I'd like to show that also to you, if possible. After seeing that, we felt nothing is waste, nothing is useless, nothing is bad in this world. Everything has some purpose in this world. But how you make it, that's all what matters. We have shown another presentation also during that time while just leaving Dallas. That is a movie director from Maratha films moved almost 1800 kilometers, traveled 1800 kilometers through the forests of the Maharashtra, and he shooted different things, different sounds of the birds and other insects, and composed a nice music out of the whole thing. Probably he took a few years to do that. Everything is natural, no artificial stuff is used in that. Everything is natural. But it gives a thrilling experience when we go through. We will show you that later. Right? Can we show it now? Do you have the connectivity?
Yes, sir. He's already there.
Is it there with you?
Yeah, usually.
Can you share that? No, I will be okay. Why you need to search for that? Yeah. Look at that.
Jayashimana and Kiranji, the sound is not audible. It is coming as garbled.
It's not coming. Sringaris, you can't hear us? Anything?
It is coming out, but it is very garbled. I'm thinking you may have to mute Swamiji's line and then unmute your computer one and then make it full screen. There you go. You have to share with sound.
Did you hear this? Madanji. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Adian.
So when I saw this presentation, we thought the world is full of wonderful things. But if you think it's a wasteful stuff, yes, it becomes really waste. But if you think that we can make something out of it, you can make wonderful things out of it. This is where we need to start working. Earlier, from our VT Seva, we used to have only just 4 pillars. And we were very much confined to those things. But 5 years before, when we met probably in LA, then it was decided, having these 4 pillars as our main activities, let us start finding out around us what the society needs and where we will be able to play a little role. Maybe it is small, maybe it is big, it doesn't matter. But our mission is to make a difference, to work with people, to do something there. If it is really a cause where we can work with, own it and start doing something for that. In fact, that is where we started working with the village people, where from our Tamil Nadu groups, they constructed a few toilets for the people and some water facilities in some orphanages and also providing some amenities to some places where they run some classes for the needy people and doing some kind of service. No matter what it is, if it is a real cause that society needs, we can start working with it. Yeah, we may not be able to change the entire world overnight, but every drop makes the big oceans. That is what we have taken as an inspiration and started our activities. And all the volunteers and all the coordinators, all the board directors are really working hard and making a great difference. As our treasurer and secretary mentioned, the administrative cost for our activity is almost, we can say, zero. Whatever the fund we raise for different activities, for different causes, we are always sticking on to those causes and using them with care. That means, though we have some fund with us, we are not just lavishly spending it for the cause, though the need is pressing us, but we are calculatively using every penny and every pie for the cause of those activities. And at the same time, keeping a margin of using some fund for causes, though they are not in our pillars as such, but whenever there is a need that comes, definitely we have to do that. That is what we did during different natural calamities. Maybe it is in US, maybe it is in Bharat, or maybe it is in Nepal. That is what we did. And probably that is how we have to go. For we always look at the whole world as our mother. We never think that we are confined to only one country, or we confined to only our country. Undefinitely those, with no doubt, undoubtedly, Bharat is our country. And of course, where we work is also our country, but there are other areas where people need something. That is what made our VT Seva to work with the people of even Africa, where they are collecting the books and distributing those books to those people who are in need. We can do this. We can continue this. And that is where we find our Hanuman, our mighty Hanuman, becomes an inspiration for us. Hanuman was in Kishkinda. He might have worked with his boss, Sugriva, in providing him some kingdom, nice facilities, because Rama was a capable guy. So take the support from Rama and give the kingdom to him, and there the job is over. But he didn't confine himself to that activity. He wanted to extend his services even to Lanka. Lanka is a place of demons. But still, demon is not a bad guy. But Asura is a bad guy. As we see people in different colors, the Rakshasas are also some people in some color, with few activities of their own. But there are good Rakshasas, and of course there are bad Rakshasas as well. Even amongst us, even among our own people, there are some good people, there are some bad people, isn't it? So we work with good people, and we try to work with bad people also, so that we can slowly bring them to the good people's fold, where they also can work with them. You, I think, probably knowing well, if a bad guy takes a U-turn and joins us, he becomes hyperactive in achieving your goals. He'll be able to work very, very hard, and will be able to prove with wonderful results. But we have to work very hard, and we have to put so many efforts on him to slowly bring such person to our fold. Yes. And our volunteers are, I think, able to do that. So slowly it is happening, doesn't matter. There is a saying, Sene Panthaha, Sene Kanthaha, Senehi Parvata Lankhanam. That means, Sene Kanthaha, while eating, don't make hurry to eat food. Eat slowly, relish the taste, enjoy the food, and it will be digested properly. Sene Kanthaha. Sene Panthaha. While walking also, don't run. Walk gently, reach your goal. We might have heard our, small story when we were pretty young, the turtle and the hare story, right? And the hare, of course, runs very fast and takes rest on the middle. And the turtle slowly, gently walks on, but reaches the goal ahead of that hare, right? Of course, there is so much advancement in that story, but that is different thing. But we can definitely achieve something if we are steadfast with our goals and with the vision that we had with us. It is always we feel that the whole world is the divine body of God, and we are all different parts of it. Any part suffers, we share that pain and we try to share something good, whatever we have with us. This is what we always feel, and that is what we do also always. We are so happy that all the VT Seva and JTSA volunteers are doing so much good. And Hanuman is coming to us to add extra inspiration to all of us to Houston. Our current mission is to bring him fast amidst us and take that inspiration and just go ahead with rejuvenated energy in fulfilling the goals and aims of our organizations. We have, of course, the school youth clubs. Now, I think we reached almost 23 or 30 less. What is the number that we have?
23, Adia.
23. So, we have children all across the US. In all the VT Seva teams, in all the Jet USA teams, we have youth also. And some are probably, many of them are also involved with Prajna activities, if not today, but at some point of time. They know it well. But now the goal is to convince them that here is something that we can really do. Youngsters and youth are always interested in doing something. Once they are convinced, they are really good in achieving that. But make them understand our part. Are we taking the responsibility to make them understand that what we are doing is useful to the people? Now you have best examples with you. All of us have nice examples where our Netra students are at the international level. This is a best example for us. And also in conducting the women healthcare activities, our volunteers reached almost 2.7 million women in screening, in educating them, and also conducting their screening camps for them, and more than 500K women also were treated by them. This is, I think, probably the great numbers. During 23rd or 20 on January, I think during the January first week, we are going to attend a international gynecology conference, which is going to happen here in Hyderabad. So the representatives from World Health Organization are coming, and there are some women who also came here, met with our volunteers, shared their experiences, gone through the systems that these people are doing, and they were so happy in sharing that information to their fellow beings. And they are going to have the session where we're also just attending and showing the the instruments what our people made. You know, because our people use a device called colposcope, which otherwise costs almost here almost 2.25 lakhs of rupees. Our people made available at just 6,000 rupees. It's not a small thing, right? And it is working so well by seeing the pictures that are drawn through that. Even those women came from as representatives of WHO also were very much surprised. And they want to work with our volunteers also. These kind of things, our organizations at large are able to achieve. These things we can tell to our youth, first of all. Youth are very much interested in knowing about the tangible results. If you are really able to show something that this is what is happening, they love it. And they want to contribute their part of services also. And our VT Seva recently, with the support of Sriman Haniji from Dallas, gave nice laptops to the blind children, not only from our Netra to our Netra students, but also almost 160 users who are blind from different parts of the country through an organization called Suction. And now another contribution to them is they are going to give nice the audio-visual phones to them, which of course don't allow them to navigate in their own way, but they give the controlled access to certain spaces where they can really learn something and improve themselves. Such a kind of fixation is done in probably in the software, and they are providing those things to those people. Of late, our governments are also trying to recognize the services being done here to the tribal children and also to the blind children. And they are also coming forward as inspired by one of our committee members by name Mr. Paniji. Of course, this Pani is not the Dallas Paniji, and this is Indian Paniji, And we have a few Panijis here with us, and the one Paniji is right now with us. And good morning. And before I just right. He is Mr. Paniji, and who is a very dynamic person, though looks lean, but pretty dynamic. And he knows how to deal with the people from the governmental departments. Because he knocked out the deal, from the management. You know what happens when you knock out the deal from the management? Management. If you are able to manage, that is the secret of the management, it seems. So he knows how to deal with people, and he knows how to convince them, and he knows how to bake his bread properly. And that is what making a great difference in the governmental people also to get involved in the service activities of our organizations here. And these things we can take to our youngsters. As just now we heard from our reports that our goal is to send some tribal children to Olympic Games in archery and in swimming also. And very recently, our Krishnakant ji wanted that, we have to prepare our children with baseball also, either blind children or the tribal children, so that, we can take them to US and organize some games there, so that at least they will have a kind of exposure to those people. And also will be able to understand how the things are happening across the world. And even they also understand how your organizations are trying to add something good to the society. Where you are able to reach to the unreachable areas, and how you are sharing the knowledge to those people also. And our Netra students are also now having wonderful grounds here in the premises so that they can also learn well. We can inform all these things to our youngsters, that's what I say. And then bring them to the fold. Let them start some youth clubs wherever they are studying. I think many of our children are in high schools or in universities. Let them be anywhere. Form a small team of volunteers, form a small club, and start working with our aims and objectives with those friends. Hanuman is the one who provides us the energy to do this, because he always wants to bridge the gaps between wherever it is needed. Now it is our responsibility to bring the youth to the front line and give them some responsibility and roles so that they can also start thinking, what can I do to my mother earth? It is not the question of where you live. Maybe it is for Bharat. Of course, our focus is mainly on Bharat because the need is there. But need is in every part of the world. So that is where we can also ask them to focus and come out to be their own ideas. Because they must be having so many ideas with them. They must be having wonderful exposure also. Because we elderly people are always confined to our own shells. And we see only from our eyes. But our youngsters, our youth, our children are not confined like that. They are very much open. And they are able to see the far and wide ranges. And they are able to understand the needs also. So we can give them an avenue where they can start working with those needs. This is where probably we have to start working. Let's have a goal of having 50 clubs at least for our next year. 50 clubs from different areas. That means we have to double our current strength. Right? And of course, and I'm sure that with the current energy that you are all having and you are all showing, yes, definitely you will be able to achieve that goal. And we are expecting that the Statue of Union should provide us an avenue now where we can start working with the local people also. During our recent visit to US, when we met with the heads of different organizations in almost 7-8 places, starting I think from Seattle, in Houston, in Detroit, in different places, we met with local organizations and all they expressed their readiness to work together to work with each other. I think this is something great, right? We alone doing, of course, is also good, but joining them and start doing always adds new energy to us. Recently, when we were in the Dallas, and our organizers worked with the Radha Krishna temple, with Swami Mukundanandaji, and who became a very, very heartful friend to us and to all our organizers. They built up a great love and affection, and they are, what I heard recently, they are not allowing us to go to any other place to conduct activities. Whatever activity we plan, they say, come to our place and do it here. Earlier, of course, these people used to pay something to any hall or any facility center and go with some arrangements and stuff like that. But now it became probably an insistence, a mandatory for our volunteers. Stop searching in other areas, and they are pulling for every activities to come there, conduct the activity, and then share that joy. That is one thing. And the other area which we experienced in Houston with the Sitarama Foundation in participating in the Ram Leela, also, it's a very, very great experience to us, to see the big events of that kind. Of course, we still remember the jet activity, jet convention, which was conducted in Orlando during the 10th year of our jet inauguration. And it was also a very great event. And of course, such event is going to come now for us during the next year. Because we came to US first in 94. And 24 is the 30 years celebration is going to come now. So how do we celebrate that? Is a big challenge right in front of us. Maybe it's not a challenge, probably it is a wrong word to use. It is a great chance for all of us to prove what we are. What did we achieve so far? And in how many areas you people are showing your abilities to achieve things. Maybe it is spiritual, maybe it is social, maybe it is educational, maybe it's health oriented, maybe it is disaster management, maybe it's working with the children, maybe it's working with the addicted people. So in different areas, you are able to prove yourself now. But how best will be able to showcase them is a good task in front of us all. Right? So, along with the Hanuman's statue, that's a big event. But this 30th celebration, 30 years, 3 decades celebration is also a very wonderful chance for all of us to come out with what we are able to do and what our goals for future. Say our goals for 1 year, for what next year, and for next 5 years, and the next 10 years. What are we going to achieve? How we want to prove ourselves that we also are interested in service. We are also interested in spirituality. We are also interested in educating our children and also work with our women folks in improving the health and thus the health of the society as well. We always think, I think probably That is the one what actually paved us the way for the women health camp also. What everyone is doing, don't do that. What is very necessary for the society, identify that. What no others are daring to touch, try to deal with it and do something there. Are we able to identify such things? Let us start working with it. This is what the Hanuman, proved and stood as an inspiration for all of us. Crossing the ocean, nobody did, except the birds. But Hanuman did it. Returned safely, and then made a history. Are we able to cross the ocean of difficulties of the world and prove something? Is now the task in front of us all. Let us identify the avenues for this. Of course, everyone in our own way. It is not necessary, just to have a big think tank and brainstorm for this. Just try to just look around yourself in your own community. Here in India and there in your own place. And then observe the things carefully. Come out with some conclusions. Form an idea, put it in black and white. And then let us all sit together and start discussing about those things, which we can really take into our task. And how? Probably while we are conducting our 30 years celebration there in US, I think we have to bring these into action there. And let us take our people also from here, our children from our Nepra, children from our tribal schools, and also children from our Vedic schools. And then who are able to do something, to show something, to showcase something. Let us all take those also with us and demonstrate those things to the public there. Let us see that how best we are able to form these things in black and white in papers. And for the next probably meeting, when we meet, we will discuss about those things and then, come out with a plan of action. And we are expecting, I think it's just an idea currently, the Statue of Equality in Houston, now they are working with it, may be completed before March. That is just a broad idea. Before March. If it so happens, our program may be there for Sri Ram Navami. Right? So we may be there in US for Sri Ram Navami days and where we can have the statue in operations. And then, of course, the 30th celebration will not be then there. That should be planned ahead of time and we have to draw a big line and then where we have to put so many columns and then we have to fill them up. So it takes a little time for us to do that because it is an activity where we have to involve the local leaders. from different organizations and also some political leaders, so that they also can understand that what you people from JET and from VT Seva are contributing to the country. They need to know that also. So for this, I think a perfect plan is needed. Let us work with it and come up with good results. We are so happy for the strong commitment all of you have and for the dedicated team work all of you are doing, and especially the team of Prajna, who are relentlessly working a day in and out and trying to frame the course and also working with the different centers to gather the children and give them the education and so on and so forth. Because they are the future for us, right? We came to a level where we need to have the rules given to our youngsters. And it is from the Prajna who are going to come and are able to take the lead for all sorts of things. Maybe they are spiritual activities, maybe philosophical activities, maybe they are the social activities or service activities or whatever they may. And we appreciate the efforts of even the team of Prajna who are doing these kind of activities, and our hearty welcome to all the new centers of VT Seva who are just opening the doors for wonderful service activities in their own way. And new centers of JET who are also going to have nice experiences of the service activities that you people are doing. Bringing new people into the fold is one thing, and keeping them with the same spirit, for which how we from the center go and involve with their activities and encourage them. And then work with the local people also in introducing our teams to the locals and also involve them in activities is where probably we need to work with. And of course, many of our volunteers are doing that, like our Kiranji is doing that, Krishnakant is doing that, Aparnaji is doing that, Gauriji is doing that, or Shantiji is doing that, all our volunteers are not small, I know each one is a big Hanuman. And now we have to take, I think, in crossing the ocean, right? So, of course, we are putting our efforts. Let us put stronger efforts now in achieving our goals. And most welcome to our Goda Devi from tomorrow in bringing, I think, many new teams to our organizational fold through Dhanurmasam activity. Dhanurmasam is a wonderful activity for all of us. And here also in our Jiva premises, we are conducting Tirupavi classes every morning to all our Divya Saketam priests, mostly approximately 150 of them are there. All they are new guys, came from mostly from North India, and they are learning very well. And we have almost 150 plus Vedic students also from North India. And because they are all learn Hindi more, so we are conducting the Tirupavi classes now in Hindi for them in the morning, because that's the time available to them. And of course, our volunteers are also asking us to speak a few words in Telugu also for the local people, for 10 to 15 minutes about each possible, and we'll try for that also. And now we are conducting the Ramayana quiz competitions, right? We are supposed to have the quarterfinal test during the last week of November. But many of our organizers felt that it is advised to just give them a little gap, a little time, so that they will be prepared for participating in the test. And then it is better to conduct the test in the last week of December, because for the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, we're giving 2 months gap. And if we conduct the quarterfinals in the last week of December, then we have the semi-finals in January, after the Dharmasam. And then finals, of course, on 24th of our February during the Samtal Kumbh 24. So that is the fixed date. So we thought probably the 25th of December maybe an ideal time for having the quarterfinals for our Ramayana quiz. And probably that will be conducted. Our team is gearing up to present the quarterfinals test on that day, the 25th of December. And many of our volunteers and many of our devoted teams are participating in that. And let us see that how does it go, and how we are started learning the original source of Ram Katha from Valmiki. That is our goal. It's not just conducting a test and saying that, oh, you passed and you are not. That's never our goal at all. Our goal is always to see that how best we'll be able to encourage them to learn more and more. It's a kind of learning experience, that's what it is. So let us see that how we are able to just achieve that goal on 25th. And we offer our Mangala sessions to all our teams, especially Sriman Kiran Vangala, who came all the way from Seattle, making a small trip to visit so many places here, who visited a school project which is running in Karnataka, in a place called Melkote, where there was a Sikh school which has been adopted. And our interested volunteers are supporting that. And the care is taken in providing some amenities to the school. And our Kiranji recently visited that school on 11th of this month, and had the first-hand information as how it is running, and whatever the things that we are providing, how they are put in use, and how best still we can improve the standards of the school. All these things are being worked out. And also that he is the instrumental in bringing us all together for this AGM of our JUSA and of the VT Seva. So our special Mangala sessions to Sriman Kiranji, and also here along with us all our Vikas Taranjini of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana for both the states. Here is the central committee, and a few members of that committee also are present here. But it is because some kind of diseases is spread all over. So the president and some of the members were not able to attend here due to ill health, and but they are also just following the proceedings that are happening here. And once again, we offer our Mangala sessions to all of you, the wonderful team leaders, team members, inspirers, and wonderful, energetic, and able administrators in running so many things. Mangala Sasanams to one and all. And we always pray to God to give us the strength till our last drop is dried to work for Him and to work for His cause in supporting His children and His nature in all respects possible. God bless you all once again. Let the Andal bless us with their power. And once again, Mangala Sasanams to one and all. Jai Shri Narayana.
Jai Shrimanarayan Adiyan. Thank you, Swamiji, for the beautiful message. And first of all, very excited to hear that we are getting a bonus again next year with His Holiness visit to America for Statue of Union inauguration and for our JET 30 years anniversary. So we are really excited. And definitely we will.
Two programs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's also VT Seva 15th year anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
15th year of VT Seva.
VT Seva too. Yes, sir.
That means entering you. Sweet 16, entering sweet 16.
Exactly, Adian. And definitely we will continue to work on expanding the youth clubs and continue to empower the youth both under JET and VT Seva umbrellas. Like Adian shared, every drop makes a big ocean. So we will continue to work towards the causes that Sri Swamiji has taken up for both organizations to benefit one and all across the whole world by taking Hanuman as our inspiration. And next year, as Sri Swamiji has shared, looking forward to each and every one of you to be part of the celebration of Statue of Union inauguration and the 30 years anniversary of JET USA and the 15 years anniversary of VT Seva. So we once again thank each of our supporters, volunteers, donors for the continued support in making a difference in the community. This concludes the JET USA and VT Seva annual general body meeting. We now request Pujya Sri Swamiji to lead us with concluding prayer.
Should we listen to any remarks from our senior leader, Kiranji?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, one thing that I wanted to mention again is, in VT Seva slides, you might have seen all the numbers over there, right? Frankly, all those numbers represent so much of hard work that has been put in by thousands of volunteers across the United States. Every year, every day goes in, it doesn't go without any activity activities. And what inspires us is, especially the foundation that has been laid by Swamiji and all the selfless volunteers who are present here, who does the work at grassroots level. So I've been mentioning to Padmanabha Ralvelu and also all the India VT team. It's only because of their selfless work that they're doing at the grassroots level by guidance of Swamiji is what inspires us to be able to do it day in, day out.
No, it is 360 days and 400 plus activities. It's not a small thing.
Yeah. And one thing I was just at the Netha College again, by looking at the children, it kind of reminds us again as to, why we are doing this. Sometimes we do get discouraged when we don't get the results of what we are doing it, or even when some of the volunteers don't show up for activities. But what I thought was every volunteer, be it JET or VT, they should come to India and spend some time in either going to the schools or being, just spending an hour with, Netha college students or Netha school children or even GA Goodwin's students. That kind of motivates and inspires us every time for us, gives us a reason for why we are doing what we are doing in the United States.
Yes.
So yeah, and heartfelt gratitude to Swamiji for giving us a purpose in life, in purpose of like why we are doing it. Time could be spent anywhere, Swamiji, like by watching a movie or like going out playing something or doing something useless stuff. But by giving us a guidance and putting us in the right path, we are always grateful for the guidance that Swamiji has provided.
It's a wonderful thought added by Kiranji is somehow try to motivate the youth to visit India.
Absolutely.
Every year or every alternative year, I think most of our youth are visiting India along with their elderly people, their parents or caretakers, and they visit India. But most of the time they spend here and there and then they return. So where we need to work out is just motivate them to spend a few days, like 3, 4, 5, whatever is possible, to meet with the children here, either with their grandchildren, or with tribal children, or with Vedic children, or with the Goshala, or with the healthcare activities, whatever is possible, whatever the little time they're able to spare, let them have a first-hand experience of what does it mean by the service. So, as rightly Kiranji mentioned, if they see that, I think probably they believe it.
Yes, and also Swamiji, like just to mention, this year for VT Seva Youth Director, we have nominated a youth to be the youth director, so that they can form a parallel team across the country. So that parallel team will be providing advices to the executive board or even to the branch directors. So that way they can inspire a lot of other chapters to form either school clubs or come up with ideas in how we can get more youth involved in local chapters. So this is our first attempt at it, trying to get a youth to do the youth director activity. So Swami is my best assistance for making that as a big success.
Improved. Yeah, I think in our recent visit, in many places, we saw the youth taking the lead in organizing the event and conducting the event and presenting the event. So impeccable, very well organized. Of course, there are few incidents where elders took role and tried to guide them. There also we saw something different. So, all that we need to empower them, or at least we need to make them feel that they are empowered. Take their input, put that in order, and again give it back to them and just let them go ahead. Because they are new minds, fresh minds, will have clear thoughts. But organize them in a way so that it will be enjoyable by the public. That is where we have to play a role. Otherwise, they should take the lead. They should be empowered. They should be encouraged. Maybe they are doing sometimes, a few mistakes here and there, but still we have to tolerate with them, but bear with them. I think if that is done, definitely new guys will be, entering, and they bring so many others too.
Absolutely. We'll also try to give youth coaching to others.
There is only one thing that the elders can learn from children is madness. But as you rightly said, yes, definitely now our youth is such that they are able to give us wonderful ideas. The progress of ideas, because their exposure is so much, and they are able to, add a lot of good stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
Our goal is, this youth, the next executive board should be coming from this youth board again, what we are forming right now. They are the next leaders into running VT Seva. That's our goal.
Great. That's wonderful. Let us see that reality.
Absolutely. If your Manglas has something, I think every first one.
So I'm happy. So nice. Wonderful inputs added to our meetings and by Sriman Kiranji. And let's all work with it. And now we close the session with the prayer, right? Om Agni Naya Supakaraye Asman Viswani Deva Vayunani Vidva Yuyo Yasmachuranamino Guishante Namahuktim Vithema Om Purnamidam Purnamada Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Siddhyate Om Asmadgurubhyo Namah
Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Jai